Storm released a new version of the Vengeance from their 900 global line called the Vengeance Returns. It features the same symmetrical Blast AI core as the original Vengeance, but it has Reserve Blend RB91 hybrid reactive cover and comes with Power Edge polish from the factory, which will make it cleaner than the original Vengeance. I'd say it's a nice step down from the Bionic. It's a little cleaner, a little more responsive than the Bionic, but it hooks basically the same, maybe a little less. As you can see, the RG is pretty low. For the 15-pounder, it's 2.47, so it's going to want to spin up pretty quick, and the differential is pretty high at 0.055, so it's going to have a pretty big flare potential. As you can see on the graph from the Storm website, the flare potential is between the medium and high range, and the shape is right in the middle because of the hybrid cover and the low RG. It's clean but not too angular. I drilled mine with a layout of 5 1/4 pin to PAP, 4 by 1.5 inch pin buffer, with the idea that I was looking for something that was pretty tall pin, far enough away from the axis where it would not get offline too quick, but then when it did change direction, it would be fairly responsive. Doing something a little different for this bar review video, as I threw the Vengeance Returns for the first time out of the box at a PBA regional tournament up in the Northwest. We were bowling on the PBA regional 40-foot V2 pattern, which is shown here. We were bowling at Dave Husted's Hazel Dell Lanes, and it is an HPL synthetic surface. This first shot is in the middle of game 2, after I'd started out throwing an Origin and an Alpha Crux the first game to shoot 250. But by the time we got to the second game, those two balls are starting to burn up a little bit, so I went to the Vengeance Returns to try to get it a little cleaner through the front and have it have some continuation down the lane. I'm trying to play about 9.5 at the arrows out to about 5, and I'm throwing my normal release. This next shot is the end of game 3. I have actually moved in with the Vengeance Returns and slowed down my ball speed to open up the front even more. It should be going about 13.5 at the arrows out to about 7. Unfortunately, I blocked a little bit of this shot, but you can still see how off my hand, even with the slower speed, it pushed easily through the front and then still had plenty of continuation down the lane. This next shot was the start of game 4, continuing to throw a softer ball speed and still looping it from about 14 out to about 7. This next shot is still in game 4, still trying to slow hook it a little bit from about 14 to 7. But as you can see from this shot and the shot previously, it was now getting a little bit lazy down the lane and not quite finishing through the pins the right way. While I struck on the previous shot, here I left a 7-pin. I switched balls away from the Vengeance Returns for about a game and a half through games 5 and into game 6. But by the end of game 6, the track had burned up even more, and I decided to make a bigger jump left and switch back to the Vengeance Returns. Here you can see I'm playing about 18.5 out to about 8. You can see that it definitely still has a clean enough cover to get to the front and open up the lanes pretty easily, and still has enough continuation to get around the corner, even from close to the 4th arrow. Here now you'll see my very last shot of the tournament, still from in, and at this point it was starting to burn up a little too much, and I leave the 3-6-10. Still, I feel that the Vengeance Returns is a must-have in your bag. It fits right in the middle and is a good, versatile, symmetrical piece that is very similar in shape to a Bionic, just a little bit cleaner and a little bit more responsive. I hope you enjoyed this ball review video of the Vengeance Returns. Please like and subscribe, and always remember to bowl up a storm.